Hi and welcome back to not Lovely Girlie Bits. We are not in the jardin today. This is Lovely Girlie Bits. So now that the garden season is pretty much over, now I do probably have one more video to do because I haven't planted my bulbs yet. I know, it's just been mad, and I know I say that a lot. This is my busy season in work. But yeah, I'm hoping to be able to get out into the garden next week. Fingers crossed, we'll see. But anyway, I just wanted to sit and chat today. Obviously I have no makeup on, so I'm going to apply a bit of makeup while I chat a bit about myself, because I had a few comments in the last few videos asking me to kind of share a bit more about myself, about what I do, what my job entails, because I suppose on YouTube you only see one part of it, and it's just me out gallivanting in the garden, having the crack, or out with Catherine or doing our garden chats. I miss our garden chats. We need to do something else. Maybe we should have like cozy Christmas chats or something. I'll chat to her. But anyway, I'm going to apply a face of makeup. I will probably forget as I'm like doing the products and as I'm chatting, I'll probably forget to show the products. So what I'll do is, if I remember, grand. If I forget, I will link all the products that I used in the description box below. So FYI, I am soon to be 47. So is that considered like mature skin? But I have like kind of normal cheeks, oily T-zone, and this is what I have been using. I feel like I'm a creature of habit. The older I'm getting, the more of a creature of habit I am. But anyway, let me just stick the hair up so we can have a chat. How are you? Can you believe it is November already? I don't know where October went to. This is my favourite primer slash setting mist. It's from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Airbrush Flawless setting spray. Leave that link below. And this is like the travel size. Usually around Christmas, I think actually all year round, but one Christmas they brought out the travel, so there's like 2 bottles of this. So I have like 2 of those, but I also have a big one as well for at home, but this is just handy. When it comes to me and my makeup, I don't usually prime an awful lot. I don't know why I'm priming, because I'm just doing stuff at home today. But that's what I use anyway. It's really nice and lightweight. It doesn't feel like leave your skin feeling really tacky or anything like that. But so yes, as we let that dry, I don't know where to start. Like, first of all, this is a very busy setup. I need to declutter. I probably will do that in a couple of weeks, because I feel like I need to Christmasify my office, you know. And maybe I'll do a few kind of Christmas beauty videos too as well, because I kind of like those as well. I have a gorgeous event coming up mid-November that I'll be getting really glam for. Will I be able to get ready with me? We'll see. It all depends on how crazy that day is. But it's usually a gorgeous day. But anyway, let's stick a bit of foundation on and then we'll have the chats. I'm going to use this from Sculpted by Aimee. So Sculpted by Aimee, it's an Irish brand. That's just going from strength to strength, and this is the foundation. This is the satin silk one. I do have a full review on this. I'll leave a link below if you want to have a look. But this, wait to see the finish that this gives. It is beautiful. Let me take it back. If I could turn back down. I first started my blog back in 2010, and at the time I had just gone through like a lot, and I was looking for a distraction. And back in the day, hair in my mouth. Oh no, there, oh, it's attached to me. Back in the day, do you remember Panacea 81? It's probably like before a lot of people's time. The Pixie Woo sisters were big. Lollipop 26. So yeah, I discovered YouTube, but then I also discovered blogs. And at the time, I was just working like a full-time job, doing medical admin in a hospital. And I said to myself, do you know what? Should I give it a go? There was an Irish beauty blog called Beaut.ie. And I just thought it was fantastic that there was 2 Irish women, they were sisters, who had their own website where they were talking about makeup and reviewing products. And I was like, I love makeup. I can review products. Let's start a blog. So I went into Google, how to start a blog, enter. And I don't even remember what I did. Like, look, sorry, can we just take a look at this? Like, look how it has just evened out my skin tone. But yeah, so back then, I just taught myself everything, and I was working full-time, as I said, and then in the evenings and weekends I would be taking photos of products, and I'd be trying out lots of different products. And there weren't that many of us out there. Like, there were a few of us, and I just think it's fab that there are still some of like the OGs that I'm still friends with as well, because it was a good time. It was a simpler time. Concealer, we're going to do Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. Very particular about my under eye concealer. If I don't use this one, I use... It's the Lancome Idole Ultra, is it? Oh my god, I got that right. Idole Ultra Wear Concealer. Will I use this? I think I'll use this. Now I'm going to lose my train of thought a lot because that's just what happens with me when I'm doing like 2 different things at once. Yeah, so just started the blog, and at the time I was like really shy, didn't tell anybody about it, and just posted pictures of my eyes. I was afraid to post pictures of my face because I was like, what if people judge me and think I'm an idiot? And I think because it wasn't such a big thing back then and like an unknown, I don't know, I often wonder would I have done it if I had started kind of like later, do you know, when a lot of people started doing it. So over the course of the next few years, I just kept doing, I kept learning, I kept trying to improve. I spent all of my free time doing that, and like I still often think, God, what did I do with all of my free time before I started the blog, do you know? Because I felt like at the time I was spending a lot of time consuming content, and that is something that I'm still aware of kind of now, but I don't know, I still have kept my blog over all these years. I don't blog as much as I used to. People don't tend to read blogs as much, but when it comes to reviews, I think they're really useful because on Instagram they're so quick and it's hard to kind of, I want to pack as much information into my content as possible to make it as valuable for you as possible, to play with or to kind of go along with the Instagram algorithm, the famous algorithm. Your videos have to be short, they have to be snappy, they have to be quick, and that just doesn't tie in with what I like to do when it comes to reviewing products. So it's been a process, it's been like a learning process. And then I think it was 2011 or 2012, I don't know, I started this YouTube channel with my sister, and I remember our first ever video, we were reviewing the Babyliss Big Curl. It's one of those things that like it sucked up your hair and curled it. And it was just the most awkward thing ever. We were doing it in her apartment at the time, and her husband was in the background making lunch, and we're sitting talking about product. Oh my God, it was so funny. But you know what? I loved it because I was trying something new. I managed to teach myself how to use iMovie and edit videos. And I was like, this is great. Sorry, isn't that concealer wunderbar? As somebody who has like kind of dry, creepy, and I do have like fine lines and wrinkles underneath, I don't like anything too heavy that's going to emphasize those fine lines and wrinkles. That concealer is fantastic, as is the Giorgio Armani one. My eyebrows, I always use this eyebrow pencil, Benefit Precisely My Brow, in the shade 6, which is the darker shade. I just think it has the perfect kind of cool tone, because I don't like any eyebrow pencils that are too warm looking. They just look weird on me, whereas this is not. I'm going to mess up my eyebrows. Don't like doing them on camera because it's touch and go if I'll get them right. So we'll see if I can do it while I am chatting. Over like those few years then, blogging kind of really took off in the Irish industry, and just loved it. Like I made some great pals, got to do some fantastic things, and started to go on press trips, started being sent things by brands, which I just thought was bananas. I was like, oh my God. And then I always thought that I would just work in the hospital, like that was going to be my job for the rest of my days, because I think my parents' era, people of my parents' age, you're always taught, oh my God, I messed that up. You're always taught you go get a job and that's what you do. I felt that I was like spending a lot of time then at that point, you know, working on the blog, working on content. And like back when I first started blogging, Instagram didn't exist. We had Twitter. I think Facebook came shortly after that. So I don't use Facebook now. I don't use Twitter now. I'm using like a really light touch because I just don't want to make my eyebrows look crazy, which I will. Then back in 2016-ish maybe, Snapchat became huge here in Ireland, and I was like, oh sure, I'll join that, give it a go. And that seemed to change everything. I got like a big following then, and met more pals, and we just did like brilliant things again. And that's how I met Catherine. So I know we spoke about that on one of our chit chat videos, but she sent me a message. We were watching each other's stuff, and she sent me a message saying, oh, if you want to keep your tulips, I love that tulips brought us together as friends. If you want to keep your tulips looking great for longer, put a penny in the water. And the rest is history. So it's actually coming up to I think we met 7 years ago, very close to our anniversary at the moment. And I remember we were going to an afternoon tea, and the first thing she said to me was, I thought you'd be taller. And I said to her, I thought you'd be smaller. I love this bronzer. So this is from Giorgio Armani, and well, it's not a bronzer, it's oh my God, the writing is very small. Luminous Silk Glow Fusion Powder in the shade 11.5. So I think this is supposed to be a setting powder, but they sent me this shade and I was like, well, this looks gorgeous. And so I use it on my face and I use it on my eyes as well. Snapchat, yeah, it was like a really good thing, but then it became quite a toxic place with, you know, you get messages from men sending like inappropriate pictures. You get, that was the start of kind of like the nasty messages. And so a lot of people just phased out of it. Do you know, like Instagram stories then kind of became a thing. So there was no need to have two platforms that did the same thing. So everybody moved over to Instagram. And that seemed to be then for me where I started to make then money, because like on the blog, I don't get a huge amount of money. On YouTube, not a huge amount of money at all. Like this does not pay my bills by any means. Yeah, Instagram then kind of took over. And as like all those years went by, I was learning how to take better photos and really got a passion for it. So I started to invest in equipment and lighting and, you know, tripods and tech, anything to do with that. I just loved learning. And is that too much bronzer? Probably. FYI, if you don't know me, I have a tendency to over apply makeup. I'll fix it though. I'm very good at fixing, because I'm just doing this, but then we're going to go back in a couple of minutes. But isn't that bronzer just really seamless? You know, it's not patchy at all. Sorry, it's like a top tip. If you ever feel like you've applied too much, just get your foundation brush. I haven't applied anything extra on there. Bring it around the edges and it will just merge your bronzer in with your foundation and it will look fantastic. Yes. So then back in, I want to say 2018, but I'm not sure. I decided, right, I'm going to leave my full-time job. I just felt really unfulfilled there. I felt that like there was just so much that I could do. But like I was 41, I think, when I left my job, and like the fear was real. It took me a full 6 months to gather up the courage, because I wanted to make sure I was like saving money, because like I have a mortgage on my own, and I just wanted to make sure. I feel like I'm a very fearful person. I've made like bad decisions in my life, and I feel like also they brought me where I am today, but it has kind of made me extra cautious. So one of my friends, Aimee, she runs a publicity or a PR company here called the Publicity Loft, and she was setting up a digital agency, the Digital Loft. So I'm still using this. And she's like, do you want to work here freelance 3 days a week? You let me know how many days you want to do. So I was like, right, I'll do 3 days a week. So for I think four and a half years maybe, I worked, what was it? Something like that. Sorry, I'm really bad with the details. Never ask me to like share details. So for the next few years I worked there 3 days a week, but it really was like longer than that, because I was looking after so many different social media channels, scheduling content, creating some content, mostly replying to comments, and you know, working on brand strategies and that. So it wasn't hugely creative, but I still learned like a lot in there too. I'm applying like a lot of makeup. It's fine. Sorry, but isn't that gorgeous? Like look how green it makes my eyes look. And it's like a warm, see that it's like a ready toned bronzer. Now Harry, my DPD man, is due, and in the past he has arrived while I've got one eye done or one eyebrow done. So I'm going to try and do this before he comes. He's due very soon. So yeah, like I've learned loads there. Was able to go to lots of events because the office was in town. Then the pandemic started, and I'm so lucky that I was there. Like our work, the workload was just unreal back then, because a lot of brands needed to go online. They needed everything to be set up, either their e-commerce websites or their social media, and that was full on. Like I'm so grateful that we had work that we were able to do, which was brilliant. And I was able to work from home too, but it was full on. So then I don't know, what year is this? 2020? Was it 2021 then? Maybe. I decided, okay, I felt like I'd learned everything that I could there, and there just wasn't much room for growth, and there wasn't much room for creativity, because the brands just didn't have budget for creativity, or like creating content and that. So I was like, right, I'll just go out on my own, So now that I have clients that I create content for, so I write their blog posts for their website and make sure they're SEO'd. I also create content for their social media. So sometimes I'll do it at home here in my office. I say office, it's a tiny room. You see how cluttered it is. I'd love to just take everything out and start from scratch. It's also like my home office where I work sometimes and where I film as well, because my mom lives with me, and so I'm just conscious of not showing a huge amount of the house because it's not just mine, you know, it's like hers too. So I need to just be respectful of that. That's kind of why I keep in here, but I would just love to, I think that might be like on the cards for maybe early next year. I'll redo the office, redecorate, but I'm kind of limited because I need to keep the walls light when I'm doing photos. So along with creating content for their social media, that includes like photos, Instagram stories, Instagram reels. I help them work on strategy. Sometimes I do sponsored content on my Instagram page for them. So it's nice and varied. And I love the fact that with the product photography, this is Up Cosmetics Pink Rosé blush. This is my favorite blush. I love it. Oh, here's Harry the DPD man. I won't start to apply my blush. Now he's bringing me product that I'm going to shoot Christmas content for one of the brands for their social media. So I work with Mars Pharmacy. I have done for the last 3 or 4 years. And every month they send me products. I chat about them. Okay, so these are products, yes, for Mars Pharmacy that I think is going to be for, what month is this? For November or December. Yes, so as I said, for Mars Pharmacy, I'll film that content. That looks like it's going to fall. So I'll be filming this month for next month, yes, because you think I'd know. Oh, sorry. This blush is just gorgeous. It just gives that flush of colour on the cheeks, but it's not too much. I really like cream blushes actually. The older I've been getting, I just think they look fresher on the skin. I know I'm applying loads. Stop me. And then this year as well, I really have focused then on doing the garden videos on here. And I know I've spoken about it before, but it's quite like it's a commitment, do you know, because I don't get much money from the videos and everything. I need to prioritize what's going to pay the mortgage, do you know, so the client stuff always comes first. And so that's why I missed like a couple of videos, but I'm hoping like next year I'll just have more of a schedule. Again, it's all weather dependent here in Ireland. Like Catherine, like she focuses that as like her full-time job, whereas for me, my main source of income is from the client stuff. It is from creating their content, and then the stuff that I do on Instagram, and then the stuff that I do on here. It's like a little extra. I have applied so much blush. I'll show you actually this new product that I got recently. It's from Kash Beauty and it's a skin glaze. Now this will leave your skin glossy and sticky, but wait till you see the sheen. Because again, I'm not mad into really strong highlights or really metallic ones. I just don't think they suit me. Like here, I'd be able to get away with that. You know, I think that blush gives a gorgeous sheen to the skin. So yeah, so this year I've my word of the year was balance, because I felt that last year on Instagram, I felt that Instagram around this time of the year, like around November and Black Friday, it's just so noisy, and like I was contributing to that. It was just all like buy, sell, discount code. And so I made that decision to pull back a bit from Instagram and doing sponsored content because it's just irritating me. It's very hard to describe. It's been nice to kind of have that other source of income that I can rely on, because like when it comes to doing sponsored content and so kind of creating content on my channels for brands, like I don't have regular clients. I have clients that I work with every single year, but it's not like a monthly retainer. So I'd like to kind of build more of that, but we'll see what happens. I just love doing the product photography. I just love it so much. And then, oh my God, stop. As well then, having the product photography in my back pocket meant that when I was sick during the summer, I was still able to work. I was still able to make money, but I didn't have to be on camera looking and sounding awful. It's kind of nice, I think, as well, because when you're somebody who puts themselves out online, the way a lot of creators do, it's nice to kind of have like that bit of the boundary, not share as much. And because social media, it has become like definitely more of a toxic place. And I know like a lot of people will say that. Now, I am very lucky with my audience. Like on here, you guys are so nice and supportive, and you know what, for the most part it's the same on Instagram. I have boundaries set in place over there that I don't receive messages from people who don't follow me. If people have just followed me, those messages go into the requested folder. So I'm kind of hidden a lot from, or I've kind of taken steps to protect myself in the social media world over there. But as I said, it is nice to have stuff offline as well. So last year I launched, sorry, let me get my mascara. This is Up Cosmetics Stretch and Curl. This is an Irish brand as well that I'm going to be working with. So last year I launched a new business, but I launched it too early before I was ready, called Content Creation Station. And I have an Instagram there. I do have a YouTube channel, but I need to whittle down what I want to talk about, because a lot of it initially was Instagram, but then when Instagram started irritating me so much, I was like, I don't want to teach people how to use this, because it's such an annoying platform that, or it can be, now it's not always, you know, but like they make it seem like they're all about like creators and helping creators, and they're not. Like, they're there to make money for themselves, you know, and for their shareholders. And I think what was irritating, like on YouTube, I can make a video and it's searchable. So if somebody wants to, people won't be searching for this kind of video. This video is for people who already follow me, because people who don't follow me aren't going to watch a video about somebody that they don't know talking about themselves. Do you know that kind of way? They're not invested already. Whereas with other YouTube videos, like with the garden videos, I can make the title and the caption and the content searchable. On YouTube, on Instagram, that's not the case. Now they claim that it's going to be searchable. We'll see. So I feel like over on Instagram, there's a lot of throwaway content, and I hate wasting content that people aren't going to see because of the algorithm. So the algorithm only shows content to people if you've interacted with them before. Yeah, so it's really frustrating. And so I think that I pulled back then from sharing stuff on there. So I'm still in the process of taking time to kind of see what I want to do with that. And I might do kind of courses to teach brands how to do their own like brand photography and that, but I'll still offer that service myself because I love it. So today when I finish this video, I am going to be taking photos of this mascara here somewhere. I have to tidy everything away for Up Cosmetics for their channel, and then I'm going to also, I think, maybe film a couple of reels for my social media as well. Like last year I had a couple of bad experiences with smaller, newer brands who took advantage, did things that I didn't like, and so it was another reason why I kind of pulled back a bit then this year too, because a lot of the times, like with new brands, it's hard to manage their expectations. I think they think that, okay, I just have to talk about this thing once and people are going to be like buying it, and that's not how I work. I love talking about things authentically. Like I probably annoy my brands, so like the brands that I work with, so much, because they'd be like, oh listen, we'd love to work with you, let's say on like this mascara, and I'm like, Grant, can you send it to me so that I can try it first before I sign any contracts? Because if I go, yeah, I'll talk about it, and then what if I talk about it and it's rubbish? Like, it's not. Like, look at the curl, do you know? So I probably do myself out of money that way, but I'm here for the long haul, you know. I'm here for the audience. I'm like, what will help the audience as well as the brand, but the audience will always come first. I feel like I am getting the balance that I needed. And I was just talking to Catherine there this morning, so we were like, God, November is just going to be full on. I have different events coming up over the course of the month, and I was saying to her that like I'm not going to drink at them because, you know, first of all, it's work, and second of all, I just don't want to be tired and wrecked the next day. I really, really, really want to try and do everything that I can this year so that I'm not sick around Christmas. I was really sick over Christmas, and like my sister's pregnant, we're going to be seeing them on Christmas Day, so I don't want to make her sick. Balance. Like, I've stopped saying yes to all the events. I don't get FOMO. I just want to go to things that I like. And as well, like, I suppose what people might not understand is if I go to different events, let's say like I could go to, I think it was last month, there was a day that had like maybe 2 or 3 events. That's a whole work day gone for me. I'm not getting paid to go to any of those events. I might get work out of the brands, but I might not. So I need to prioritize that. So yeah, it's kind of been a year of adjustments, a year of prioritizing, a year of learning, because I've learned so much about kind of content creation and that. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to next year and kind of building on Content Creation Station, building more of Lovely Girlie Bits. Why did I call my blog that back in the day? I don't know. But I remember at the time saying I don't want to put makeup or beauty in the title of it, because what if I want to talk about other things? And while I have LovelyGirlieBits Instagram, it has its own Instagram, I probably will actually start to blog on LovelyGirlieBits over there, like when it comes to garden stuff. So I feel like I miss blogging. It was like a safer place to be. Yeah, I think it's probably like a nostalgic thing as well, because it's where I started. And so I'm in the process of writing a few blog posts now as well, because as well on Instagram, let's say if I'm talking about products, I will get like so many questions from people, because there's only so much information I can convey over on the stories or on the reel that Instagram are going to show to people, and that's the irritating thing. We're going to do lips now. This has been my lip liner of choice for ages. MAC lip liner in Soar. I'm really looking forward to the garden season now for next year. But I do want to do more beauty videos too. I can't talk and apply this at the same time. And if there are any beauty video ideas that you would like me to film, leave them in the description box. No, leave them in a comment, please. I love this. It's from Rare Beauty. The writing is very small. It's called, I don't know. I'll leave it linked below. This is in the shade, I think, Nearly Mauve or Barely Mauve. It's really hydrating. It's just a really easy colour to wear. Because I thought, okay, it's gonna look quite dark, but like you see how natural it is. Really like that. I actually want to get more of those, if I can remember what they're called. See, I'm trying to think, is there anything more like work-wise that I do that I want to do? Like I really do want to spend next year working on the garden content and really kind of establishing that. I love that. Continue on with the beauty content and be more consistent, because as I said, I'd say like 95% of the content that I post on Instagram is free, that I do in my own time. But like I said, in order to have balance, I need to prioritize what pays my bills. But then I still like creating just for the sake of it as well too. So it's, again, trying to get the balance. I want to build on my blog. I'm going to have a website coming for Content Creation Station with lots of tips and tricks there. So I feel like I just want to do everything. So I always feel like I have lots of tabs open in my head. I want to do so many things. I'm like, no, you just need to focus, streamline, whittle things down, and do what I love. Just that bit more, because I've hit the 13-year mark like creating content, so I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Should I show? Oh, sorry, one more thing. Let me show you this powder. So this is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. It's the shade Rose. Oh my god, I love the way my phone, filming on the front camera, so I'm looking directly at my face, but I love the way it changes the lenses. That's very enjoyable. Oh, I love this. Sorry, so this is pink toned and it blurs the skin beautifully. So what I like to do is just put a little on there. Sometimes if I've used a beauty blender or a makeup sponge to apply my foundation, I'll use that to apply this. But today I'm just going to use a brush, but I'm making sure that I'm really pressing the powder like all the way into the bristles. That way it will apply a really light coat. I just tend to keep it here, like where I would tend to get oily and shiny. Also, lads, I am considering, I say doing a DIY video. It's not going to be a DIY video. I'm not a DIY. I have like literally zero skills when it comes to that. But I'm doing something for my nephew for Christmas. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll document that. Now, he knows that I have a YouTube channel, so I need to make sure he doesn't watch it, because it will be, as I said, a surprise for him. Sorry, I forgot one thing. Just noticed with my eyebrows, I'm using Brow Aid, the Hero Brow Mascara. Oh, I love this. Because I only have a few brow hairs from back in the day, circa 1996 to 1998. I overplucked. It's all Gwen Stefani's fault. I have like very few brow hairs, so I need to make sure to look after what I do, like what I do have. Now she's finished. Anyway, that is a little bit more about me, but just the work me. You know, oh sugar. I don't share a lot of my personal life online anymore. Used to back in the day. It's just not as fun to do that now. So it's just easier if I chat about beauty, chat about garden stuff. I need to plant my bulbs, but it's fine. I remember planting my bulbs last year. It was at the very end of November and they were fine. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a gorgeous weekend, whatever you're doing. Are you gonna start like getting festive now? Oh, I really want to decorate in here. And at the Malahide Garden Centre the one we were there a couple of weeks ago, I did see like a tall, like flocked snowy Christmas tree that I just think I need in my home, because I could put it there. Anyway, listen, chat to you next week. Hopefully I'll have a bulb planting video, all weather dependent. As usual, this is Ireland, but thanks a million for watching. Okay, bye.